beautiful. Welcome to this practice, and thank you so much for being here, sharing this time with me. I'm going to say this to start right now, that I got an email from somebody who's not here, like who doesn't come to classes. Somebody who's like, oh, I'd love to come to your yoga classes, but I can't do an hour. I need like a 30-minute practice. And it's not the first time I've had that request, but how fast an hour goes. So yesterday, we finished class and Heart's like, what? It's so quick. It goes really fast. And to get everything in, there's this, but push that aside, and to gift yourself an hour of just this time is so potent and powerful. And, it could be 2 hours and 3 hours, and it goes like that, when you're in it. So that's just, I just want to just say, like, bravo, you've given yourself this gift of time and space. And with that, take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands together in front of your heart, bow your chin, settling into your seat, beginning perhaps with a little inquiry into how am I feeling right now? Cluing into any places of discomfort, tightness, stress, tension. And then just smiling into whatever you discover. Sometimes just this great gift of taking the time to feel and to acknowledge what is present for you. And just before we move on from this place, just tuning into the beating of your heart. Just a few nice soft breaths. Settling in. And then just stay as you are. As you begin your next exhalation, let yourself sink a little bit deeper down. And as you inhale, anchor the sit bones, lengthen yourself tall. Good. Okay, then we'll open practice and chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, well, let's start on your back. So it's a nice place to start. And let's bring your strap in with us and something underneath your head if you like that. Good, okay. Let's mix things up a little bit. Face the opposite direction. Okay, and then once you're down, let's just stretch ourselves long. So once you're down, extend your arms over your head and your legs out. And you can even interlace your fingers, flip your palms. Let's take a few breaths here as if you're just stretching yourself wide awake or awakening. Just one more breath, nice and long. Good. And then release your arms down by your sides. And we'll bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. And just take 3 breaths here. Once the feet are down, just you can turn your palms up if you like. Good. And let's just start in this resting position with some nice deep breaths. And so just inhaling, nice big full inhale.
And exhaling, maybe a little audible. We'll do that 2 more times. Nice. And then let's do 3 more breaths. But this time as you inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. And as you exhale, bring the arms back down by your sides. We'll just do that 2 more times. Okay, feel we're going to add the hips after we finish this last one. So block your feet in, place them. And as you inhale now, lift your arms, lift your hips. And as you exhale, just lower everything back down. And we'll do 3 all together. Just stretching yourself. You're not going for any maximum or anything, just opening this body. And as you finish this one, we'll just bring the knees into the chest, just hug them in a way that is nourishing for your back. So whatever feels nice here, friends, you know, bring them in and out or side to side. They could be wider apart. I'm just going to go close the door. I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking. But continue. Good. Okay. And then we'll just settle with these knees into the chest. You just draw them in, and you might feel, you know, the tailbone lift if that's happening for you, or you'll find a restriction. Flex your feet slightly, soften your shoulders. Good. Okay, we're going to take 3 more breaths here. So be in whatever place you can. A little bit of discomfort, a little bit of, you know, feeling a little bit tight, compacted. And then what we're going to release into extend it again. Change the inch, go to opposite interlace of your fingers, extend the arms over your head, extend your legs out. Take 3 breaths, just extending and breathing. Good. Okay. We'll release the arms down by your side. And we're going to keep the left leg extended. Bring the right knee in. And I've just brought the knee in, no hands. So draw your belly in, flex your foot, wherever that knee goes for you, that you can hold it there. Try and, as if you're standing on your left leg. Find that. Okay? So wherever this knee is, maybe it's in nice and tight, maybe it's away. As you inhale, take your arms up and over your head. Good. Extend through the left leg, right foot flexed. Good. And then bring your arms up and over and just interlace your fingers, clasp over this knee. You can let the left leg soften and relax. Okay, so I'm just holding this in. Nothing else is happening. Just breathe here. Good. Okay, we're going to release the hands and interlace them behind the thigh. I'm going to keep this knee bent and just push the thigh away. So maybe the heel is in line with your knee, maybe not. And then just flex the foot, press the thigh away, and activate your left leg like you're standing on it. I'm really pressing this thigh away. If I take my hands away, the leg's going to just fly out. Good. Okay, I'm going to keep all of this. And now point your right foot. And as you inhale, straighten the right leg. Wherever it's going to go. Flex the foot and exhale and bend as if you're going through like drying cement. So you're pushing down and then you'll point the foot. And I'll say this, friends, just continue doing this. But if you need more support under your head, put it there. Okay, so I'm pressing the thigh away and just lifting, lowering, and pointing and flexing. All of that is happening. Good. Okay, so let's do one more. So you point the foot, straighten the leg, flex the foot, and bring it to 45 degrees. Okay, now find that place where you can keep the leg exactly where it is. Take your hands away. Bring your arms down by your side. Activate the left leg. Draw in through the core. One more breath. Good. Okay, bring the knee in. You can use your hands. Hug it in. Okay, I'm going to take my hands down the shin, so about halfway, or maybe even closer to the ankle. Draw in through the mid-belly. And as you inhale, lift your head. Maybe your chest, maybe come all the way up. Maybe the forehead touches the knee, or it's just the head, and you're like, this is great. Draw in through the belly, anchor the left leg, and then release. Maybe the arms come over the head, right leg extends, and we just take a few moments to just be. Let everything just be soft. So even if your arms are over your head, you know, just be soft. Nice full breath. Yes. Okay. And then I just always love to feel into the opposite side, and it's very different, not as relaxed. Excited for its turn. All right. So I'll just remind you, we started with the arms over the head, and we're going to bring that left knee in, and you're just going to hold it wherever it goes for you. Maybe it's right in, maybe it's far, you know, whatever it is. Anchor through your core. Okay, so that just, you're just anchoring, you're drawing in. And then activate that right leg like you're standing on it. Breathe. This is a standing pose, but it's a lot nicer on the back if we do it this way. Okay, bring your hands up and over, interlace. Just hug this knee in. You can let the right leg relax if you like. The shoulders can relax. Change the interlace of your fingers if you didn't do that naturally. Flex the left foot. And really when we do this, it's maybe not initially, but we want it to be about the softening into that hip crease, into the tail, into the low back. And we're just letting the pressure, the breath, and this action do the work on the inside. All right, so I'm going to release the hands, take them behind the thigh with that opposite interlace, and flex both feet and press this thigh away. So I'm really pressing it away so much. Again, if I took my hands away, the leg would fly. Let the shoulders relax. Draw your, solar plexus area down. Good. All right, so find all that integrity. You're pressing away with the thigh, with the right foot, right leg. Good. Okay, point your left foot. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, flex the foot and bring it down as if you're pressing through drying cement. Point the foot, so you know what to do. So I'm still activating that thigh into the hands. Lifting and lowering, face is relaxed. If smiling helps to soften or to bring some joy or invite in joy, do that. Good. You can feel your muscles moving, so be curious. And do one more. So I'm going to lift the leg, lower the calf, and then we'll end with bringing that foot into flexion and then finding your 90-degree angle. Good. We'll just press away, press away, press away. Okay, I'm going to release the hands, see if I can keep the leg where it is, and you can bring your arms over your head or down by your side. Okay, just be here, anchor through the core. Good, and then bring that knee into your chest. I think we did something else, but I forget. So I'm just going to release the leg, let it come all the way out. If you remember something I missed, then throw it in. And then just find your rest. You let the leg swap. Okay. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. I'm going to try and do that at the exact same time. And then find your block. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to do this side to side, twisting we've been doing. We're going to take the block, put it between the thighs, so the knees, so that I have something to anchor into. I'm really going to squeeze the block, flex the feet. I find that 45-degree angle. Solar plexus is drawing down, and then open your wings. And when you're ready, using your breath, your integrity, just start to rock these knees side to side. And you keep squeezing the block, feet are flexed. Okay, now maybe you turn the palms down and go a little deeper. You might start to move all over your mat, and that's fine. Okay, I'm going to start to bring these knees almost to the floor and back up. And just do this in your own pace. You're working the core. Keep drawing in around, the sides of the waist, the belly. You might even feel like you're kind of hugging in through your back muscles, because this is all coming to life here. In however deep you're going, you're doing the work. So just honor yourself. If you need to stop, you stop. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going for another few. You can slow it down. Give yourself permission to do less if you need that. Always, always, always. Okay. And just ending off on the side you didn't start on. And then we'll come down. You can take the block out and just reposition myself on the mat. You might have to do that too. Okay, and now we're just going to place that block under the hips just to, open the abdominals. You put that block any height you like. Any height you like. And then you can just be here with the knees bent. If you want to straighten the legs, if you like that. Just getting more opening. Maybe the arms come over the head. I'm going to grab opposite elbows because I'm right at the wall here. And then I'm just going to press through the inner edges of my feet. So the inner, ball of the big toe, inner heel. As best as you can. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry. Good. Okay, one more breath. All right, and then I'll release the arms down by my sides. I'm going to bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. Notice which leg you want to bend first. Do the opposite one. And then once you have your feet on the floor, if that's where you're going, we're just going to hang out here for 2 breaths. Let everything sink. Good. And then press your feet into the floor, lift your hips, take that block out, set the block aside, and just come all the way down. Okay, we'll just take 3 breaths. Doing nothing, but everything's happening. Good. Okay, so we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. And I say that if you hear child's pose, that's okay. If you hear I'm just going to sit and take a few moments, that's fine too. So you can roll to your side and come up, or bring your knees into your chest, cross one ankle over the other, wrap your arms around the outside of your thighs, grab your feet, and just find your little rock and roll. And if this works, groovy. If it doesn't, that's okay too. You tried it. Okay, and then I'm just going to come into downward facing dog from here. So I'm just going to turn, I'm going to lift up, whoa, just like that. Okay, take your time. Take your time. Find what you need. Set yourself up in a nice, healthy way. And we're just going to use this downward dog as an opportunity to get the head below the heart, to press the thighs back, lower your heels to the floor, and open your calves. All right, so I'm just going to show this. I did this the other night. It's kind of a sink in the shoulders, and it's almost like someone's picking your arms up, coming over and going, hey, lift up. Just imagine you can lift up right from the upper arms here, and the shoulders come a little closer to your ears, and then we take it back. We're pushing the heels of the hands back, letting the shoulders kind of travel up towards the ears, and then I'll extend the crown of the head towards the hands. Okay, one more breath. Good. All right, let's come down onto your knees. I'm going to keep the toes tucked under just to open the feet a little bit, take the heels back. So I'm moving towards child's pose, but I'm going to keep the head lifted. If this works, walk your hands back if you need to. Good, breathe, smile. Put your mind into your feet. Let them open. All right. So from here, friends, I'm going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So you can just bring yourself up to your hands and your knees and step that right foot. And even if it just goes a little bit, you just grab it and just bring it forward. So you're here and the toes turn out a little bit. You can always bring your blocks in. Okay, so from here, we'll just do a little bit front to back. So the foot is out, it's turned out. Support your knee if you need to. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna bring it into this forward, and you find your place. Maybe you walk your left knee back. I'm in this lunge. I'm gonna turn the left hand out a little bit, take the right hand to the thigh, and then just find a little bit of a twist here. If you need to pull your hips back, do that. You can reach the right arm up, take it out. When I say out, I'm just winging it back. Good. Okay, bring the hand back down. I'm just gonna turn so I'm facing you. And then here's the next one, is that we stay like this. You can start to drop the knee out. So I lift the sole of the foot. And then something might come down onto your forearms here. And it can be a lot. So it's a lot. You just decide. Be like, that's interesting for another time. Or, yeah, okay, I got that. And we'll just breathe. Just let yourself almost melt wherever you are. Take 2 more breaths. Okay, and then we'll extricate ourselves out of this. Beautiful. Oh, yes. And then you just take your hips back, bring the knees back. Okay, and then either child's pose, sit, or downward dog. I'm going to take downward dog. Good. Well, I think this is what I'm going to do. I said all those things: child's pose, sitting, downward dog. If you're in child's pose, maybe you come up to hands and knees. We'll bring the big toes to touch. I'm going to sweep that right leg up, and then I'll bend the knee and open the hip. And it's kind of similar to what we did. Now look at my left thigh. That's going to encourage the left thigh to move back. Lift your upper arms if they're sinking. Good. And then release. And we'll come down onto the knees. Okay, again, I'm going to keep the toes tucked under. Just take it back. You make it what you need. Good. One more breath. Good. Okay, and then we come up. And we'll step that left foot to the outside of the left hand. The toes turn out a little bit. Use block, do what you need to do. I'm going to walk my right knee back a little bit and make it longer. And then once you're in whatever your shape is, blocks under the hands will lift things up for you a little bit. It feels very tight. Then throw them in. Good. So the toes are turned out. You're just rocking your hips back and forward. That's just doing the work. It's the hips. Good. Okay, and we come forward into the lunge. Yep, turn the right hand out. Left hand's coming to the thigh. Lift the shoulder, twist. Okay, now I'm just going to accentuate the right shoulder. I want to open it. Okay, and then you can take that arm up if that's there. Give glory. Push the right hand down. Lift yourself up a little bit. And then bring your hands down to the inside. Okay, I'm going to drop this knee out. Let the sole of the foot lift if that's there. And then maybe you come onto your forearms or not, or even one forearm. When we breathe here, doesn't need to be still. Good. Okay, and then we'll just come back on the hands. Sweep your hips back, bring the knees together. This time I'm going to sit on the heels with the toes tucked under. Just opening the feet again. Good, breathe here. You might want to, if you need to do some wrist stuff, downward dog gives you wrist stuff. Just shake it out. Good. Okay, come back. We're gonna do downward dog and lift the second leg. So, and you could do this, you know, if you do it in hands and knees, that's what it is. It's all fun. Okay, so just take it into downward dog if that's where you're going. You'll bring your big toes to touch. We'll sweep that left leg up, and then you'll just open the hip. So you bend the knee, open the hip, look at your right thigh, press it back. Good. And then exhale, and we'll come down. Let's go to child's pose, whichever way you like. I brought my knees together, but you can have them open. Maybe the arms are standing over your head, but if that's not good for you, you bring them in, support your head. Be your own best teacher. You can breathe. Okay. I'm gonna come up to hands and knees. Maybe I'll do it through cat pose. So you'll arch your back up to the sky, head dropping, come up to your hands and your knees. Good. I'm going to separate the knees apart and bring the feet in line with the knees. Yes, and now we're going to walk the hands back and take it into, lift the knees, your squat, whatever that is. And we'll open one knee out, bring it in, and do the same with the other. We're still doing, hip opening here. Good. Okay, whatever you're doing here is good. Let the feet pivot. Okay. All right. I'm going to come to center. We're going to come to forward fold. So I'll place my hands on the floor, or you use your blocks and just lift up. Okay, so the knees can stay bent if you need to. Hands on your blocks. You be kind to yourself if you need that. I mean, we all need that. But if you really need that in this pose, then make it your own. Okay. So from here, what I'm going to do, I said, knee practice. So I have my hands on the floor. If your hands don't fit the floor, roll your blocks in. See if you can lift your toes up off the floor. Good. And then I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to come all the way down to sitting, kind of, maybe it's a squat. And then I'm just going to straighten the legs. And I'm really doing this from the action of the feet. So with the toes lifting, if you can keep them lifted the whole time, you don't have to go all the way down. If you just go halfway, if that's what it is for you today, and you're just lowering and lifting, that's great. I'm going to do 2 more. So I'm going pretty slow. Maybe I won't even use the hands this time and just see what happens. Good. Okay, let's end in the forward fold. So just stay here. Let's take 3 breaths. So if ever your forward fold is, find balance on your feet. I still have my toes lifted just to activate the inner arches. And we're going to come all the way up to standing. Good. Let's bend the knees a lot, friends. And we'll place the hands one at a time on the thighs. And you just roll yourself up. So you let the head drop. Inhale, come up. And as you come up, the last thing to lift is your head. And then just be here in your standing a few moments. Nice, breathing, receiving. Yes, okay, we're gonna go to tree pose next. So if you need to use the wall, and we're gonna do some funky tree. So we'll start with, I can never figure out how to get my head there, but that's okay. All right, so find your feet, look at them, maybe lift your toes up, look at your arches. Good, and then see if you can spread the toes out. Let's really work on the right foot, because we'll start standing on the right foot. Just see what you can do. Then anchor that foot. Yes, all the way through the right side. So you feel the left side become a little light, and then I'm going to start by lifting the leg up. I want to start with balancing. I'm going to turn it out. You can have that foot on the floor, even though I'm wobbling. It's okay. Good. And then you find your tree when you feel, I'm going to say stable, but it's all what it is. Okay, and then just find your tree, hug in as best as you can. I'm going to really press that left heel, left foot, right leg together. If I can drop, I'm just going to accentuate this, drop this left hip a little bit. And then engage your core action, everything around for your stability. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, so I said this is knee. Balancing, brings it into the ankle, the knee. So you put your arms wherever you like, out to the side, up on your hips. I'm gonna release the leg and try and balance, bring it in front. So whatever works, and I'm gonna cross it over. So it's not touching the left leg. I'm just gonna put a little bend in my left knee. Lift through your core. Okay, bring your hands together at your heart. Sweep this leg behind you. And I'm just gonna cross it over. Same thing, if you're holding onto the wall, it's fine. The leg, foot's over here. Bend the knee, breathe. And then I'm coming back to tree. Oh my goodness. Yeah, find it, do what you need to do. Falling is okay. It's all just part of the practice. Good, I'm gonna take 3 breaths and try and find stability if you're in it. Once you finish your 3 breaths, then we're just gonna set the foot down, rest in your standing as best as you can. Feel all that action on the right side. So maybe you feel what your right leg feels compared to the left. And take 1 more breath. Great. All right, so we're going to start by just looking at that left foot. Straighten it out. Maybe lift the toes. See if you can spread the toes out. And this, first time the teacher said spread the toes out, I was like, are you kidding? They don't move. So it's just that brain gym. And once you find it, then you push down. Even if it didn't happen today, it's okay. Just find that length through the left side. And then I'm going to start by just taking the leg out. I'm going to find the balance here, but you can have it down. Turn the knee out. And then bring that leg in to your tree pose. Low down, high up, wherever you go is where you go. Okay, now I just find the connection. Heel, leg, connect. Connect all the way up, even though I'm wobbling. I'm smiling. You can't see, but I'm smiling. Hopefully you are too. So breathe here. So you can drop the right hip a little bit. That's it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, friends, is I'm going to bring my arms down. I'm just turning my palms up and release the leg and just sweep it in front. And maybe you bend your left knee a little bit or it stays straight, feel into what you need. This side seems easier. Good. Okay, and now I'm just going to sweep it around. Take your hands to your heart. Bring the leg behind you. Flex that right foot. One more breath. Good, and then I'm going to bring it back to tree. Just going to try. Find it again. It's all good. Make noises. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then we'll release. And just be. Feel all that action in the ankle, the knee. Breathe. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And we're going to take 3 breaths there with the arms above the head. Just press the feet down, reach up as you inhale. And as you exhale, you soften. So 3 times. And after you finish your 3rd, then you'll begin your 4th and you'll inhale, stretch up. And as you exhale, open your arms out to the side. We'll come back to forward folding. Okay, find it for you. Okay, so we're in this forward fold. The next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to stay in forward fold. I'm just going to take my hands forward, come onto the pads of my fingers, just to strengthen the palms. And we're just going to lift the heels up as high as you can. You look forward if that's there, draw your belly in, and then we'll place the heels down. I'm going to lift the feet up if you can. You kind of rock onto your heels, and that's it. You're just going forward and back. Just keep your gaze or even your eyes lifting if you can. If your knees need to bend for this, listen, that might be exactly the medicine you need. So feel, what do I need here? Good. All right, let's do one last one. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to step back again, find downward dog. If that's not there for you, that's fine. You just do what you got to do. Okay. And take one more breath here. All right, we're gonna come forward to plank, but here's how I wanna do it. I'm gonna walk my feet back a little bit, lift the heels high, and as if I'm pressing the heels towards the wall, just ripple yourself or back to the back of your mat, ripple yourself forward. Once you're in plank, if you need to put your knees down, do it. But push the hands down, lift the heart, lift the belly. Look forward. Good, one more breath. And then we're gonna come all the way down, knees first, or maybe chest first, who cares? Come down and just breathe. Let's turn the toes in towards each other, heels out. If it's too hot in your house to let your forehead rest, then just turn your head to one side. Good. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna go to baby cobra. You stay as you are. Just lift one leg at a time and almost stretch it back. And see if you can get the tops of the feet onto the floor, all 10 toenails down. And then you'll lift your head and bring your hands just underneath your shoulders. We're gonna lift the hands up too, so just so you know. So I'm first gonna start by spreading my fingers, taking the shoulders back, and then draw your belly in a lot. Good. Stretch through your legs, and on your inhale, lift your head, your heart, your hands, squeeze the elbows in and look down. Good. Press the toenails into the floor as best as you can, as best as you can. And then maybe the legs want to lift. We did this last night. Breathe. One more breath. And then slowly lower down, come back to rest. If you had your head turned one way, you turn it the other way. I've turned my toes in towards each other, heels out. Breathe. Good. Well, we haven't done Makrasana for a long time, the crocodile pose. I don't think anyone's gonna say, oh, that's my favorite pose. I'm so excited we're gonna do that, but it's very beneficial. So we'll start with just letting your forehead rest on the floor. You'll interlace your fingers and just pop your hands behind your head. Lift your elbows up. And then you move the shoulder blades away from your ears. Extend your legs. And as you inhale, lift your head, your heart, your arms up, your elbows up. Keep pressing the head into the hands. Breathe. If you want to lift your legs, go for it. One more breath. And then release that. Breathe. You can turn your head the opposite way again. Okay. Whew, that is such a powerful pose in so many ways. So we're going to do the second side, which is the opposite interlace of the fingers. So when you're ready, take it, or just do cobra again if that's better for you. I'm going to push the head into the hands, lift the elbows up, lift the head, the heart, move the shoulder blades away from your head, so you just take them back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then release, rest. Feel all that work, upper back. Great. Okay, I'm going to bend the knees. You're going to bend your knees. And we're just going to windshield wiper these feet from side to side. So you can stay with your head down, you lift your head, maybe you come up to Sphinx, but this could be a lot for your back, so be kind. And just rock these feet side to side. Good. Okay, and then we'll just separate the knees apart, bring the soles of your feet together. You could have your head on the floor, or you could be up in Sphinx if this works for you. We'll breathe here. Good. Take 2 more breaths. Okay, so from here, friends, I'm just going to press up and over to child's pose. If that doesn't work, you make it whatever you need. If I had $1 for every time I said make it whatever you need, I'd be so rich, but it's okay. It's good. I just want to keep saying it so you know this is about taking care of you, right? And then once you're in child's pose, let's take a few moments here. Just drop in. All right, our next pose is pigeon. So if you need props for pigeon, then you'll just grab a blanket and bring it in. Otherwise, from here, friends, you either come up to hands and knees or the DFD, your downward facing dog. Whichever one. I'm going to come in through downward dog. So I'll bring the big toes to touch. I'm going to sweep the right leg up high to the sky, and we'll bend the knee, open the hip, flex that foot, push the foot over to the left side. Good, and then you square the hips. Let's bring that knee into the chest. I'm just gonna amp it up a little bit. I'm just gonna hug the knee in like we did on our back. So just bringing the knee in, flex the foot. It's kind of like a plank. You could be in pigeon already, it's okay. Good, and now I'm just gonna turn the foot out, set the knee down. So the knee moves maybe to the outside of the hand. It might go better inside the hands. You know, you find whatever works best for you. You know, maybe knee out, maybe knee in. And then the foot moves out to the side. Oh, hello, kitty. Walk your back foot and then bring yourself down either onto your forearms or onto your, all the way down if that works. Good. So find your place. So that blanket might go underneath the right hip. Once I'm here, naturally, I just want to rock side to side. I just want to massage that outer hip. So do what you need to do. Okay, I said this was a knee strengthening practice, so I'm going to feel into that right foot. And what's the best placement for that foot so my knee feels supported? So that might be flexed, it might be pointed. You know, everybody's a little different. Okay, now I'm just going to drop in completely, let the heart drop, 3 breaths. You could be all the way down. I'm just up on my forearms, but you could be all the way down. I have the back toes tucked under. Nice, big, beautiful breathing. Soften through the outer right hip. I think I said 3 breaths, but this is going to be more than 3. Just drop in and breathe. Good. Nice. All right. Okay, come back onto the forearms, and I'm going to come back into 3-legged dog to release. So whatever works, tuck the back toes under, you anchor your hands, lift, lift, take that leg back, sweep it back, good, and take it back, and then we'll lower it down, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. So if you came from downward dog, big toes touch, lift your left leg up, and then open the hip, find that dog peeing pose, really flex the foot. Lift up through your upper arms, friends. Don't let that sink. Good. All right, now I'm just going to square the hips and bring this left knee into my chest. I'm going to hold it there. Come forward a little bit into like maybe a plank. Breathe. Smile. And then I'll just turn the foot towards the right. Find your pigeon. And same thing, you know, for some of us, the left knee is good outside the hand. For some of you, the left knee might be better in between the hands. So you find, not right up between, you find your place. Walk the left foot back. Sorry, right foot, right foot. You can prop up underneath your left hip if you need it. And then just find whatever works best. You know, I'm just going to rock side to side. So you might do that on your hands or on your forearms. Or you might just be still. Good. When you're ready, you know, be curious about the placement of the left foot. What feels better for you? To flex the foot, to point it. And then we're just going to melt ourselves in here to release really as much as you can from the back of the heart. Finding these places of, you know, curiosity. Good. Okay, so we're going to come out of this into sitting. which means I'm just going to take my hands to the floor and lift the head and the heart. And then if you have something underneath your left hip, just take it out. Rock yourself onto the left hip, and we're just going to bring the right leg around so you come to sitting. Okay, we're going to start sitting in Baddha Konasana. So that's the soles of the feet together. You have all your props, friends. So sit on something if you need it. Throw your props underneath your knees if you need it. Okay, my knees come down, okay? This is, a God-given thing sometimes. All right. So just be here in this, sitting in whatever you need. Take your time. Then I'm going to take my hands and I'm just going to hold on to the tops of the ankles. So I bring the thumb along too. And now I'm just going to pull the feet in, but at the same time, they're going to push away. And that's going to find a little bit of lift. I can even drop the shoulders, lift the heart. Guess what I'm doing with the solar plexus? I'm pressing back. So even as I'm pulling myself forward with my hands, right here, I'm pressing back. Feel your feet together. Maybe you flare your toes. Good. Okay, stay in this, whatever this is for you. See if you can soften all the way down from the crown of the head to the groins. Again, one more breath. Okay, now I'm going to soften, let the head drop, walk your hands forward. Move yourself very slowly, lovingly into your version of forward fold here. I'm just walking my hands so slow, I'm not hungry for it. It's like, what happens? And you might get your head to your feet, and you might not. And that's just be where you are. Okay, we just want to soften through the shoulders, the heart, and the inner thighs. Through your breath. Okay, so I'm going to stay with all of this softness. Nothing's going to change. I'm not going to see anything, except I'm going to really press my feet towards each other and flare the toes. And then once I have that action, now I'm just going to ground my feet, the outer edges, into the floor, and as if I'm pushing the floor away. That's going to take me back a little bit. So it's just an energetic action. Okay, I'm just going to keep that, soften the shoulders, keep that work. And then soften everything. Drop into whatever your expression is of this pose for 3, and I mean 3 breaths. And very slowly walking yourself upright. Now just take the hands behind, let the head be the last thing to lift. And your eyes can stay closed, or you're just looking softly at the floor. Okay, so now I'm going to take my left hand over. It's going to grab hold of this right ankle. I'm actually going to lift the right leg up. Now the left leg can come in, whatever you need. Guess what? Right hand, we're going to go to this baby, we rock the baby. So you can hold on, your leg might be like far out and you're okay with that. Or you might be able to do this like wrap thing and bring it right in. So I've got elbows and I'm just rocking this baby. It is a hip movement. You're gonna keep that flexion and integrity in the foot. Yeah, whatever you're doing is good work. Okay, here now I'm gonna release, but I'm gonna try and keep the leg. I'm taking this leg, it's gonna go behind, even if you fall. And we're just going knee to foot. And then we're just going to twist, just a fancy way. So now I have the legs like this. I take the arms over. I'm gonna let this right hip lift a lot. Walk the hands around, flex your right foot. Look towards your left shoulder. Guess what your solar plexus is gonna do? You're gonna draw in. Good, breathe. Okay, now to come out. That right hip is lifting. You're going to let the hip lead. So let the hip come down and let that lead you into walking the hands till you come to that place. Maybe your hands come off the floor because I'm going to bring this leg back. Baddha Konasana. Just to do the other side. Okay, so now you're here. We start. You put your left hand down, grab hold of this ankle because we're going to start with the leg baby. So you can walk your right leg in, whatever your hips need. Hold it,
flex it. We'll start with this rocking, and whatever it is, you know, you might be leaning back. Maybe you can come up a little bit. Maybe you can wrap right in. Yes, beauties. Breathe. When I do this with kids, I always kiss the baby's head, blow on its toes. Well, I don't do it with kids anymore, but when I used to. Okay, and now I'm just gonna release, see if I can keep it. Your hands can come down, but maybe they stay up. And you just see, oh, can I come into this without any hands? Let the left hip lift. And once you're there, the hands come down. You just find your twist. So I'm gonna still on my hands. You go wherever you like. Once I'm in it, solar plexus in, I turn my head, hands are pressing into the floor. Breathe. Flex your feet a little bit. Good. Okay. Again, let the hip guide. So the left hip starts to come down. That's gonna, you can even close your eyes and just feel. And once you get the hips down, maybe the hands come up. And then we'll just take this leg, come back. I'm gonna take the feet away from me. Give yourself a little footy. Just rub your feet with your hands, your thumbs, your knuckles. And let's just also massage this inseam of the legs. This can feel tender here. You know, get to your inner knees and then your inner thighs. Just give all of this a little mush. Good. Okay. All right. So here's your last one. And you might want to sit on something. And so for some people, sitting on something is a hindrance. This is, I'll just show you. But I did that without any control. So that's what we're going to do. So you sit on something or not, you know, you decide. And you're welcome to just do one leg at a time, you know, just see what happens. Otherwise, grab hold. Now it's a lift. So I can get the legs up. Now you might tuck back as you extend your legs out. And you might go to this sitting happy baby. You know, the legs don't have to go straight, but I'm really pushing the heels of the hands, heels of the feet into the hands. Pull back. Find whatever you got here. Breathe. Legs straight or not, it's all fine. If you fall, it's okay. Good. And then release and just come into your sit, whatever you like, however you like to sit. Just take a moment. Be here. Good. Okay. Once you're here, maybe close your eyes, bring your hands together at your heart. We'll just center for a moment or two. Release everything and bow your chin. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your vibrancy. And honor your practice. All right, friends. So from here, we're just going to slip ourselves into your Shavasana. If you'd like to do legs up the wall, you know, you can do that. And if there's anything you need before you lie down or after you're lying down, then offer it. This is your time. It's your gift to yourself, right? A gift to yourself. Okay. So if you need a blanket and sweatshirts and stuff, and throw that on. Otherwise, whatever you need. And then we'll just come down to rest and just hug my knees in for a moment. And then settling into this space to receive the support of the earth beneath you. To listen to the sounds outside of your space or outside of yourself. And then to invite that deep listening into yourself. All these places we hold tension. You know, the eyes, even your ears. You can soften your ears, the jaw. All the muscles of your face. The sides of your neck. Tops of your shoulders. The back of your heart. And deep in the mid belly.
low belly, your inner hips, outer hips, small of your back, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. Your breath. Just taking your awareness to any place you're still holding. Just allowing the breath to release these places. You feel a little heavier. And staying in your rest or beginning to invite in movement, whatever way feels good. Take your time. As you just gently awaken yourself and take some time to be on your side and let everything come back before you come up to seated. Even if you're just staying in Shavasana as we seal this practice, that's totally fine and lovely. That's fine too. So wherever you're at, that's beautiful and good. And we'll take a few moments once you come up just to be in that stillness, to be in your energy shift, whatever you've created. Bringing your hands together at your heart when you're ready. Bowing your chin, honoring your practice, your presence in this body. And On your next inhale, anchor the sit bones, press down to rise up. And exhale this breath. And join with me as we seal this class with our May we be blessed mantra. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. May we be happy. Inhale for Om. Bow your chin, take a full breath. Breathe into your hands. Catch that breath. Lift your chin, open your eyes. And offer that to yourself. So we end with the sacred, we end with the offering. Thank you. Great love from my heart. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you, sees the light in me, and we are worth it. So great love, guys. Have a great rest of this Tuesday, and stay with me for a moment. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Okay.